Hello and welcome to the Wichita Housing Authority training video for our Housing Choice Voucher program. In this video, we'll cover how to calculate if a unit is affordable for you by using our new online housing affordability calculator. For this video, you will need your voucher briefing letter that was issued to you with your voucher packet. So once you've gone to the tool site, you'll see the first thing that it's asking is for your income information, your annual income, your adjusted annual income. So to get that information, you will need the voucher letter that was mailed out to you from your housing specialist. You'll notice that in the voucher information box, you have your voucher size, your annual income, as well as your annual adjusted income. So going back to the tool, we're going to go ahead and enter in our income amount. We'll enter in our adjusted income amount here for you. So this annual income, the annual adjusted income, I'm sorry, is actually going to be if you have any deductions, like if you have any dependents or if you are disabled, you would put that there. Of course, your housing specialist would already provide that for you in the voucher letter. Next, it's going to be asking for our zip code. So what zip code is the unit that you're looking to move into in? So for me, we'll say that it's going to be in 67213. What's the total number that's actually in the unit itself? So the total number of bedrooms, we're going to say that it is 2. And then what is the total number that's on your voucher? So going back to your voucher letter, my voucher size is 2. So I'm going to enter 2. You'll notice that it already calculates and put the payment standard here for you for your zip code and the bedroom size. So for the area that I'm looking to move into on a 2-bedroom, the payment standard is $970. Next, you'll see that it's asking for the rent information. What's the total rent amount that's requested by the landlord? Is there a monthly admin fee? Is there a flat monthly utility charge? Is the landlord requiring you to have renter's insurance or other? So we're going to say that the landlord is asking $1,000 a month in rent. I'm going to leave the rest of this here blank. Now, of course, if any of these fees apply to you, you will need to enter those in. So if there is a flat monthly water charge, you will need to put that in here. Or if the landlord's charging you for pest control, you'll need to put that in here as well. But we're going to say that the landlord's only asking $1,000 a month. Next is asking for the housing type. We're going to say that this is a single family home. And it already pulls up the utility allowance information. This is going to be the utility information for the utilities that the tenant is responsible for. So if the tenant responsible for paying heat, we're going to click the box for yes. You'll see that it brings up the drop down here for you. This drop down is just asking you what is the heating source type. Is it electric? Is it gas? We're going to see that it's natural gas. You'll see that it automatically calculates the utility allowance charge for you. Is the tenant responsible for cooking? We'll say yes. We're going to say that the cooking type source is electric. Now, if you pay electric, you will click yes for air conditioning charges. Is the tenant responsible for the water heater? We'll say yes. We're going to say that the hot water is going to be gas as well. Is the tenant responsible for water? Yes. Sewer? Yes. Is the tenant responsible for trash service? I'm going to leave this blank, and I'm going to say that the landlord provides the trash service as well as the landlord's going to provide a range and a refrigerator for me. And you'll see that it's calculated all the utility allowance charges here for you. So your total utility allowance is going to be $261. So next it takes us to our summary. Again, it brings up the payment standard for the area, $970. It brings up the total requested rent amount, $1,000. Again, it's going to have all your utilities that you're responsible for. So it's your utilities plus the requested rent amount is what gives us the gross rent amount. And in this case, it's $1,000 or $1,261. And you'll see that this does not qualify by making a unit unaffordable for me. So rule of thumb, if you have no income, you're going to take your total utility allowance and you're going to subtract that from the payment standard, which is how you're going to get the max rent amount that the landlord can charge. So we're going to go back And we're going to say that the landlord's only asking $800 in rents. I'm going to keep my utilities all the same. Of course, coming back to the summary page, my payment standard again, $970, $800 a month in rents. My utilities, now my total gross rent is now $1,061, which that does end up making the unit affordable for me. We're going to hit done, confirm. Now I want to give you another example. Of course, we're going to go back and enter in our annual income, our adjusted annual income. I'm going to say I'm still moving into the same zip code area with a 2-bedroom, and my voucher size is a 2-bedroom. Again, populating the payment standard for that area. Next, I'm going to say that the landlord is only asking $950 in rents and that they do charge a $25 flat monthly water charge. And you'll see that now makes my rent amount $975 that the landlord is actually requesting. The unit type, we're going to say this is an apartment. And of course, for our utilities, is the tenant responsible for heating? Yes. We're going to say that this is an all-electric unit. So the heating source is electric. We're going to say the cooking source is electric as well. Of course, I pay electric, so I'm going to pay air conditioning. My hot water is going to also be electric. And we're going to leave the water and sewer blank to indicate no, because the landlord charges a monthly flat rate for that. So we're not going to include that. We're also going to say that the landlord provides the trash service as well as still providing a range and a refrigerator for me. Now I'm making my total utility allowance $128. Again, this takes me back to the summary. Again, payment standard $970. My rent, the requested rent amount is $975. Utility allowance $128, making my gross rent amount $1,103 here for you. And you see that does make the unit affordable for me. So again, we'll click done and confirm. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your housing specialist. And as always, thank you for watching.